Alright, it's just another day in the garden. Got my nice mint plants here. I just trimmed this spearmint plant. Can you see how big it's gotten from, well, the video I guess that I just posted? It's gotten way bigger. Like I said, I had to buy a new one this year, but we've gotten quite a bit of growth on here since I got it, so we're doing well. Anyways, so I'll put a little clip in right here of my of it dehydrating. All right, so it's been in here for a little bit. Dehydrates pretty quickly. I think it's just about done, but that's what it looks like. I've got 3 layers of it in here, and I've got a Presto Dehydro. Works really well for all my herbs, and it just stacks up. I think there's one more. Yeah, there's one more shelving unit, and I think you can get more, which I would like to get more. That would be awesome, but this works perfectly. All right, back to the garden. Okay, so there you go. You saw how I was dehydrating it. Next, right now, I am taking chocolate mint cuttings. They look a little sad right now because I just I cut them and then left them here because the phone rang. So I'm going to be cutting my chocolate mint, and I'm just reminding everybody. So do you see, so when you go and trim your plants, you always want to cut it where 2 leaves are coming out. Let me see if I can get this with one hand. All right. So you see right there, you want to cut it right here above that. That way, and then probably take these off even, so that way the new leaves can grow. And that way, once the energy will be pushed out through the sides, and then you'll have this right here. If I were to cut this, these would grow into 2 new shoots. All right, so let me see if I can set you up so I can show you how I'm doing that. All right, so you can kind of see it here. So what I'm gonna do is snip off right above these. So I'm just gonna, let me see if I can get you yeah, this should be good. Let me see if I can give you a better stand here. Okay, so that's not completely working, so I'll just show you. So do you see right here where there's 2 little leaves? We're gonna go right above it and jump. Make sure you grab all your cuttings. All right, so if I had like 20 hands, this would be so much easier, but let me see what I can do. Alright, so as you can see, I got quite a bit off up here. So I'm going to rinse this off. Always make sure you rinse off your stuff. I mean, unless you want to eat bugs, which I don't know anybody that wants to do that. But I'm just going to go out here and take some of these yellow leaves off. And then let's move on. I think we're going to stay with the mint for right now. That was chocolate mint. And so as you can see, where I cut these off are right here. That way you've got new growth coming out. So I could trim a little bit more of these, but I think I'm gonna leave it so it doesn't get too scarce. What I did was I separated my mints a little more because my peppermint, gets a little crazy. And the chocolate mint is actually doing so well this year. Yeah. And so if you wanted to propagate this, what you would do is take off all of these leaves. I'll probably cut it up to here. And then you'll stick it in water, and so that way, so all of these leaves will be gone. And then let's just go inside and I'll show you. Okay, I'm gonna grab this. You can use a mason jar, which I usually use, but I make sure that it's not on the cold side. I mean, it's not on the warm side. I don't know if that does anything, but obviously I think plants really like the, you know, room temperature water. So let me set you up and I'll show you what I'm doing. Okay, so here is the chocolate mint cutting. You see how long this is. So what we're gonna do is take off all of these leaves, and you saw how many leaves were on there, so all of these were on there. We're gonna take these ones off too. And take these off. All right, so we've got a little bit of leaves left on here, if you can see that. I don't know if it'll focus, maybe. Okay, and then you see all the little nodules. Maybe you can, I don't know, let's see. Okay, well you can kind of see them. So that's a nodule. This is all those darker spots where all the leaves are. So what you're gonna do is cut right below one of them. So I'm gonna cut way up here at an angle. They say plants like it when you cut them at angles, if you can see that. And then you're gonna set it in the water. And then, so it's gonna look like this, all beautiful. And you're gonna take this and you're going to set it in the window. So I don't really have a window to set it in. So I would probably leave it right here so they get some sun, or honestly, I could probably set it outside. You always wanna make sure there's water in here. I could probably fill this up a little more. So the roots, this is called propagation. And so the roots will come out of these nodes where the leaves were. So I'll probably go ahead and take off these small ones. So what you want to do is make it so the energy is focused on it. You want the plant to focus on making the roots. And so if you leave too many leaves on there, it will focus on growing them rather than rooting, which is, leaves are good, but not what we want right now. So honestly, I'll probably take these off too. So that way we have just a few. And then I'll probably fill this up a little more, so let me go. All right, so this is what it's gonna look like. You see, take the most top one. If you can see, I could probably even take these off too, but I'll just leave those ones on there. I wanna take too many leaves off. So all of these little nodes right here, or nodules, whatever you wanna call them, I think they're the same thing. They're interchangeable words. That's where the roots are going to grow out of, so that's why you want to take all the leaves up to there. And like I said, you want to make it so there's some leaves on there, you know, 4 or 5 leaves, smaller ones. That way the energy can be focused on making the roots rather than making the leaves bigger. So this way we're going to keep this in the sun somewhere once I find a spot. And then yeah, I'll let you know once I stick them in the dehydrator. Right, so I'm just going to show you the whole process of this. So usually I'd use like a stainless steel bowl, but I'm just using this right now. So I'm taking all of these. Oops, we're caught. So this was a really good like handful of mint. I'm just going to spray it all down, rinse it all off. I fill it up with water, probably about halfway, and just rinse it a few times. I don't want any bugs on there, especially not in my tea. Yeah, so push it down, rinse it off really well. I'll let it sit for a little bit, just to let it soak and get everything, and then I'll empty it, and then I'll do it again. So that way we get all the nice little surprise bugs off. I wish you could smell this because this smells divine, but like I said, this is chocolate mint. And I'll get this rinsed up, and then I will fast forward, and I will show you once I have it in the dehydrator. But let me get this cleaned up first. All right, so as you can see, I've done 1, 2, 3, 3 layers of this. I'm finishing up. Hopefully I'll be able to, I think I'll be able to shove all of them on here. Yeah, this is just what it looks like. So let you know once I start it. All right, here it is all tucked in here. I've got all 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. 4 shelves, like I said, with this kind. I know you can get more. I mean, this one's kind of on the older side, so I'm assuming they still sell it. So let's plug her in and get her started. Oh, look at that. So I forgot to take a video once I finished the dehydrating process. So this is what you get, but this is how I store them. I have to take them all off the stems and put them all in here, and make sure you label them. And then usually I'll stick them in a blender before this, but I just wanted to get them away in a container so I can always do that later, or I can take mortar, I think it is, like a mortar and pestle sort of deal, and do it that way, but I'll probably just stick them in the blender later. But thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this process. I hope it's taught you something, because I've learned a lot from watching videos on here, so I thought I'd share a little bit of what I know how to do. All right, I'll see you guys next time for peppermint.